Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna just make sure everybody is muted. Mute all. Okay. And we'll keep letting folks in as they pop in, but I just don't want to wait too long to hold everybody up so we can get started. Okay, so meet the product program team. If you haven't met me yet, I am Rebecca Frazetta. I'm the product program manager. I have been at Girl Scouts of Central and Southern New Jersey. This January 2nd, January 3rd will be my 10th anniversary here. I've been in the product program department 8 out of those 10 years. The first 3 were as a product program specialist and the last 5 as the product program manager. We have Gail Harris is the product program specialist. She is on tonight as well, and she's also going to be the point person for this program. So you'll see a lot of extra things come from Gail. And then we also have Latoya David, who's also our product program specialist. Latoya focuses a lot on booth sales. So things regarding booths, the service units, we'll hear from her, and she's our new guru on that. So we make up our strong and mighty product program team at GSCSNJ. So we essentially handle the fall magazine and nut sale, and then our cookie program in the winter time. Okay, we're just letting some more folks come in. So it seems like a packed agenda, but it's not. There's a bunch of the very beginning topics I'm going to go through pretty quickly. These are some topics that you may have already heard from your service unit cookie manager at your town training. So I just wanted, there's a few pieces I just want to elaborate on a little bit more. And then for the purpose of this meeting is I kind of really want to focus on the things that you should be doing as a new troop in the next few weeks. And that's really the cookie family meeting, placing your initial order. Those are due next week, which we'll talk about, and just giving you a little overview on the platforms. We'll talk about some resources where you want to make sure you are at, as well as some next steps, things to focus on that are due, as well as some upcoming trainings that we're doing. This is year 2 of the program, so we're really elaborating it this year and expanding it. So just a quick program overview of the 2024 cookie program. And I know we're still in 2023, but technically the cookie program begins in January. So we always label it whatever year January is. So the Cookie Rookie program is year 2. That's a little image of the patch that the girls will get. We have, and I just want to fix this because sometimes it throws me off to look at myself. Go back. There we go. And it helps for the recording. There we go. Okay. So this is the second year we are doing the Cookie Rookie program. It's brand new to GSCSNJ, and it was designed to assist new Daisy, Brownie, and junior troops, or a Daisy or Brownie troop who did not sell cookies their first year, with participating in the annual cookie program in a way that works for them. We know the cookie program is a pretty, it's a big job. It's a 3-month program and there's a lot going on. We're a direct sale, which we'll talk about. So we know that, our service unit cookie managers do a fabulous job training their local troops, but, they've been doing it a long time. Many of the troops have been doing it a long time. So this is just an extra supplemental program that really gives us some time with you to help train you a little bit more detailed on different aspects of the program, give you a little bit more support throughout the program. And in addition, we will have in early January a Cookie Rookie bag with some goodies for your troops, though we're currently awaiting the arrival of them. So as soon as they come in, we will be sorting them and getting them out to the locations you selected. And then again, we'll talk about some extra trainings that we have scheduled for this year. Okay, so why participate in the cookie program? Pretty much, this program has been around over 100 years, but it has morphed to really being a program versus just a cookie sale and just a fundraiser. The girls learn 5 life skills: goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, business ethics. This is through decades and decades and decades of research that our GSUSA Research Institute has done. through studying the program, through studying alumni, girls who do the program, and really analyzing the 5 skills that when troops do this program and take advantage of the badges, these are the 5 skills that the girls learn. And they're really important because alumni and young alumni, college students, young girls in their 20s, Girl Scouts have really talked about a lot of these skills, these 5 skills that they've learned by participating year over year in the program. GSUSA has done an amazing job. This is the entrepreneurship pillar. These are the badges and pins, and it really is a progressive program. It from starting at daisies all the way down to ambassadors, kindergarten through 12th grade. You'll see the actual cookie business badges, which those cookie business badges can be earned while girls participate in the cookie program. And then there's some supplemental financial literacy badges that have to do with the 5 skills as well, that don't necessarily, troops don't necessarily have to do them during cookies. They can be earned throughout the year. There's also the family cookie family pin, which we'll talk about. And then there's these new entrepreneurial badges. All of these badges were just revamped last year, I believe, either in 2022 or 2023. So they've really looked at current trends, current data, really what what makes the cookie program tick to really revamp these badges. And then in addition, we also have some counsel. We have Cookie University that's just now being shared, and your service units will tend to do some fun rallies. Okay, this is the cookie entrepreneur family pin. This is something new that came out a few years ago. And this is really great because if you go to girlscouts.org/entrepreneurial family, we also will put these on the rally hood. There for each level, there's a whole mini kind of program that Girl Scouts can do with their families to earn these pins. So if they start at daisies, they can earn 13 pins, one for every year. And each level has a year program. So, daisies will have a year 1 guide, year 2 guide, and girls can earn these each year every year. And they go on the front of their Girl Scout vests or sash. So they're really easy activities that the girls can do with their families to earn these pins. And then they can be purchased in the shop or online. So just another supplemental piece of really focusing on those 5 skills. Ways to participate. So, just checking, make sure there's no questions in there. Yep. Okay. So there's many ways to participate. I did mention that we do run a direct sale. So I'll talk about that in a moment, but the ways that your Girl Scouts can participate is through in-person sales. So you would have gotten an order card. The girls can go to their family, friends, neighbors, their parents' work, friends. They can take orders on the order card and then bring them back to you to get inventory and to fulfill as needed. So that's kind of a little spin on the order taking piece of the sale, which a lot of, maybe parents or grandparents know about because that's traditionally how the cookie sale was run. Girls can also have cookies on hand, and that's really where coming in with placing your initial order, then you can give girls up to 50 packages. They then take them and they sell them directly to the customers. Parents collect the money and they bring the money back to you, and they can continue to get more cookies if they choose. Girl Scouts can also participate in cookie booths. So there are traditional booths that your service unit booth coordinator will organize. You'll hear from them at a leaders meeting this month or very early in January. They'll do most service units do a cookie lottery, a booth lottery. And you go, and then when your name's called, you get to pick booth slots. Girl Scouts can also do cookie pop-up booths, which are also called lemonade stands. And that's essentially them selling their personal inventory at a table at their home address. They can also share their troop cookie booth link to their customers, which we'll talk about that. Which is really the digital cookie link that's using the digital cookie system. They share their link through emailing friends. They can text them their links. They can post them on social media. And the customers who get those links, they can either order a girl delivered order, which means they live close by. They order what they want, pay for it with a credit card, which is awesome. Your parents don't have to collect money. And then the girls bring them those cookies. Or that if your customers live far away, you're not going to see them. They would then click the direct ship link. And the customer at that point pays for the cookies, pays for shipping, and then the cookies get shipped directly to those customers from the baker. So direct shipped orders, troops do not have to fulfill and mail. So those are the two different types of order links that will go out from the digital cookie system. And then also there's cookie share. Sometimes customers don't want the actual box of cookies. They want to support the girls, but they don't want to take them or eat them. So the girls can sell them the cookie share. So it's basically the customers paying for that box of cookies, but they're marking it as a virtual cookie share program. So the troop and the girls keep track of how many virtual shares they have. You up that in the system, which we'll talk about in a future webinar, as well as your service unit cookie person can help you. But then at the very end of the program, as a council, we add up all of those virtual donations, and then we deliver all of those cookies to the New Jersey, the Community Food Bank of New Jersey in Egg Harbor. That's a huge food bank network. They deliver to hundreds of food banks in our 9 counties. So they're the best place to go because then they can divvy them out to all of the food banks.
Rebecca, we have a bunch of questions about cookie deliveries and direct ship versus orders.
So yes, we'll share the slides too with the recording. So you have them. We'll share them as a PDF. Okay, so if a customer orders direct ship, if the customer clicks on the direct ship link and pays for shipping, that does not come from your on-hand troop inventory. That is a separate online order that the baker gets. They process that, they ship it out directly to them, and there's nothing you need to do for those orders. So you don't have to worry about them when they say direct ship. It's only the girl delivered orders that would come out of the troop or girl inventory. Yep. So kind of answering that, they come directly from the bakery. You don't have to handle that. So the profit is the exact same. So our troop proceeds, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, is based off of girls selling in your troop. So that calculates throughout the whole sale. So if you have, if your troop sold a total of 1,000 boxes of cookies and you had 10 girls sell, your troop PGA would be 100. Whatever on the chart that PGA amount is, just say it's 50 cents. It's not that low, but I'm just saying it's 50 cents. You would times that 1,000 boxes of cookies times 50 cents, and that would be your true profit. So you do not lose any money. And actually, when customers order online and pay with a credit card, our council actually pays all the credit card fees. So many councils out there deduct the credit card fees from the troop proceeds. We do not do that. We have been doing this for 3 years now. We have continued to pay for the credit card fees that are through the digital cookie program. Shipping. So there is a shipping new guide that, we're doing something new with shipping, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. We have always subsidized shipping, but it's with the new digital cookie system, there's a new program. So we are going to have an exciting shipping promotion this year. We have not announced what it is, but I will give you a hint that will be announced on January 11th on our social media. So make sure you're paying attention, and we're going to do a countdown and everything else about the shipping promotion and explain how that goes. But it'll be linked. Yeah. So the girls' sales links are always linked to the troop. Anything the girl does through their sales link funnels back into the cookie platforms. And we're going to have separate platform trainings that we'll invite you to, that you'll see how that works. So if somebody orders online for a girl delivery and the troop is out of cookies, the parent can refund an order if there's no way for them to get the cookies. So if the troop is saying it's the very end of the sale and we're not ordering any more cookies, you can refund the order, or there's usually a lot of troops who are trying to transfer out cookies. So we can help. We'll kind of explain inventory management in another meeting, that you can do a troop to troop transfer to get those cookies to supply them. But parents do have the option to refund orders. So if you run out of cookie inventory, so again, we will get into a lot more of these details, but there is something called the planned order process, where troops can order more cookies every week. So you have to place your order by 10 a.m. on Monday for a Thursday or Friday truck of that week. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And again, I didn't want to go into a lot of details because I don't want to overwhelm you, but that is a topic of our next training. So we are still using smart cookies. Troops are using smart cookies, which we'll talk about in a few slides. That is still the troop primary system where you'll manage your inventory. And then the girls are using Digital Cookie as their sales platform. So we'll talk about that in a few slides. And yep, each troop will have their own link. They'll have a troop link, and then girls will have their own girls link. So that'll all really be explained when we do the platform training. Are we manually managing inventories? So you have to manage your inventory. Like, you'll see your orders through the Digital Cookie site, and you'll see like what you need to order, which that's a new plus of the Digital Cookie system. It's very much more user friendly versus the old smart cookies way. So you can essentially see all of your girl delivered orders, and you can kind of see like, oh wow, these girls have all these orders, I need to order more cookies for this week to give them. So we'll do that training in the Digital Cookie training. Okay, so I'm going to keep going through because there's still a lot more slides that'll answer some questions. So again, how the cookie program works is, I mentioned we are a direct sale. So if you start at the very top, this green circle, troops are going to place an initial order to have cookies at the very beginning of the sale, which is January 11th. If you miss that order date, which is next week, and we'll talk about that, troops can order planned orders, which is once a week, to get cookies, to go pick them up from a truck or warehouse so that they can continue to have inventory to sell. The troops then get picked up. So either at your initial order site or at whatever truck location you pick up. It's kind of at the same time. In the black writing is girls enter goals in the girl app. So again, Digital Cookies brand new this year. So next week we're doing a troop level training. We're going to do a girl level training. Girls, the girl level site is very good. It's very dynamic. They can create videos. They can add their goals. They can track their progress towards badges. So the girls kind of do all that fun stuff, that programmatic stuff in Digital Cookie, and troops do all the inventory stuff in Smart Cookies. So once you get your cookies, you're going to distribute them to the girls, and you'll also distribute them in the Smart Cookie system. And again, we're going to talk about that. We're going to have a whole training just on inventory management, because the way you have to transfer the cookies in the system is so you know how many cookies the girls have. Your service unit will give you receipt books. So every time you give cookies out, anytime you get cookies back, anytime you get money, you have to fill out a receipt book and the parents sign it. That's your proof that cookies went out, cookies came back, and money was received. So the cookies are given to the girls, then the girls then go out and sell them and collect money. And it's the same. The troop will then also do booth sales. So you need the cookies to do booth sales, because if you give all your cookies out and you forget you have a booth sale on Saturday, you might have a hard time getting cookies to fulfill, your booth sale. Something to remember is we are a direct sale. So if you do have your girls pre-order cookies, like say they do go around with their order card, they are not supposed to be collecting money from customers until they give the cookies. I know some people will say, oh, let me just pay now. And if you're in that situation, that's okay. If you have a neighbor who's like, no, I just want to pay now. You just want to make sure your parents note that on the order card, take good notes so that they do remember when they bring cookies back next week, or the week later, that customer has already paid. But essentially the girls can take orders. They do not have to collect payment up front. So then the troops, you have your cookies, the troops collect the money and deposit the money from the parents. So you want to make sure that you are collecting money on a bi-weekly basis from your parents, especially if they're asking you for more cookies. If you've given them 50 packages of cookies and they haven't given you $300, you want to be very careful before you give them any more cookies. We'll talk more about money in the next training, but our council will only protect troops up to $300. So really, you want to be very careful with, they should not get any more cookies until they've given you the money for the cookies you've already given them. Because then the troop's going to be liable. So then, you're collecting the money, you're depositing it into your troop bank account. There's 3 ACH pulls that we will do during the sale. That's all in the troop guide, which I'll show you about. So you want to make sure that you're putting money into the troop. And that's essentially how a direct sale works. You get cookies, you give them to the girls, you do a boost sale, they sell them, collect the money, they turn it into you. You hold it in the bank account for one of the deposits, and then you just keep doing the cycle until the end of the program or until you're done selling cookies. Our program is about 7.5 weeks. Some troops will do the entire time. Some troops will do about 4 or 5 weeks and then wrap it up. It's totally up to you and where you feel comfortable. Okay. I'm just gonna take another peek at the chat. So yeah, and we're going to talk about the calendar and where all of these dates are going to be posted with all of the links. That's in our Rallyhood calendar. So I'm going to show you that towards the end of the presentation, but they're all going to be added there. So I'm just looking again at the chat.
As a new troop with questions of things that are upcoming through training, so I was kind of holding off a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So the cookies, we consider it America's Best Cookies because we are an ABC baker council. So there's 2 bakers who bake cookies in Girl Scout land. One is ABC, which is the cookies we have, and the other is Little Brownie or LBB. So these are our 9 cookies. This year we do not have a new cookie, so there's nothing to worry about with a new cookie or demand or anything like that. We have our 5 core classics: the Caramel Delights, Peanut Butter Sandwich, Thin Mints, Patties, Trefoils. Then we have 4 additional ones: the Adventurefuls, Lemonades, Toastier, and the Caramel Chocolate Chip gluten-free. Just a note that we do still have a limited amount of gluten-free caramel chocolate chip cases available. So if you did not pre-order them in October and you're interested in getting them in January, please email Gail, and Gail can put her email address in the chat. Because we can add that to your initial order next week so that you get them in January if you place an initial order. Gluten-free cookies are not available during restocks. They are made from a specialty baker. That's why we have to order them in October. They come in January with the initial order, and then unfortunately we cannot get any more. However, customers can continue to buy them online as long as they are available. So if your troop doesn't get any on hand in person and you have customers who want them, all you have to do is the girl can give them their direct ship sales link. The troop can share their troop direct ship sales link, and the customer can pay the shipping, and then the baker will send them the caramel chocolate chip. Usually they do sell out around the end of February because by that point all of the councils are selling. So we do start January 11th, so luckily our customers are able to get them. ABC also, the other baker has some specialty cookies that tend to cost more. I don't know if you remember a few years ago, like their s'more cookie and their gluten-free cookie cost $1.50 more. They do things differently than us. Our specialty cookies are at the same cost. And 6 varieties, these 6 right here, are made with fully vegan ingredients and are certified by the vegan organization. So that's the Thin Mint, the peanut butter patty, the gluten-free chocolate chip is also nut-free as well. The lemonade, the Adventureful, and the Toastier are all vegan. Something that as a troop leader, when you're out at booth sales, you might get from folks is, especially older folks, is that, oh, wow, you sell less of them. Well, that may be the case if they purchased Little Brownie cookies. But for ABC cookies, we have not had any change in cookie counts or weights in over a decade. So yes, you know what? An older customer may remember when they did get some more Thin Mints. However, our cookies and we've been with ABC for well over 10 years, their counts and their weights have not changed. If they bought Thin Mints from the little brownie baker, you know, their weights are different than ours. Their counts are different than ours because like their lemons are different than ours. Their gluten-free is different than ours. You know, so they may have gotten a different baker, but you can say our baker has not changed in over 10 years. So just a little piece, that's something ABC likes for us to share, because that is important for them to know that they have not made any decreasing in the counts or weights in over 10 years. Okay, so the 2024 cookie program, all cookies, including the gluten-free chocolate chip, must be sold for $6 a package. All New Jersey councils are selling at $6 a package for everything. So Jersey Shore, Jersey Shore, our council, and Heart of New Jersey are all ABC cookies. Northern New Jersey, which borders New York, is still Little Brownie, but all of their cookies, they're gluten-free cookies. Every cookie in New Jersey is $6. If you do live closer to the Eastern PA Council, which is Philadelphia, they are still at $5. They just went to $5 last year, so they have not made the move to go up to $6 yet, but pretty much every council around us is also at $6. All of New York, Connecticut, I want to say probably 90% of Girl Scout councils are at $6 this year due to rising costs. There's a few resources where I'll show you on the All Things Cookie Rally that has, this is like a infographic that shows why our costs have gone up. There's an FAQ. And then we also have a why support Girl Scouts, why buy cookies, a kind of one pager that troops can bring out and post at their booth sales. Because we know, Aldi, ShopRite, Walmart, they are all selling knockoff cheap cookies. Diehard cookie fans will say they're not the same. They don't taste the same. I agree. I don't eat knockoff cookies. If it's not Oreo or Chips Ahoy or Girl Scouts, I don't eat them. But everybody's taste is different, but we do have a booth flyer that kind of just really talks about it's more than a cookie for our girls. It is a fundraiser. It is a program. Our troops depend on the cookies to do amazing things and service projects and experiences. So, that's why customers should support us versus going in and buying the knockoffs. So we'll show you where these resources are at. But you cannot change the price of cookies. You cannot, if you use the credit card in Digital Cookie, we pay for the credit card fees. If you choose to use, Apple Pay or Venmo or something that charges a fee, a Square reader, you cannot add that fee to the price of cookies. That's something you're choosing to do outside of the program, and you basically have to lose that fee as part of your proceeds. So we recommend you just use the credit card system that is in Digital Cookie. Here was the troop proceeds I referenced. With the price increase, they did go up this year. Every level went up 4 cents. So when we talked earlier about, just say the troop sold 1,000 boxes of cookies and they had 10 girls, their PGA would have been 100. So, that means the troop would have gotten 75 cents times 1,000 boxes of cookies. That would have been your troop proceeds. You would pay council the difference. So essentially council is being paid the $5.25, and then the troop is keeping that 75 cents. This is based on girls selling, not how many girls are in your troop. So we do get people who ask about that, who say, oh, I have 15 girls, but only 8 sold. Even though those girls are uploaded into the system, as long as you have not transferred cookies to them, it does not show them as selling. So your per girl average will only calculate on your girls selling. Older girls starting new this year at the junior level, they can opt out of rewards for extra proceeds. So that really won't affect most of you unless you have a junior troop who wants to do that. But once you do get older, we know some of our older troops are really saving for really great trips and experiences. So they choose to start opting out of all those extra rewards. They just get their patches and then they get more money. Just a few program dates. Again, I'm not going to read it side by side, but the biggest thing is the initial orders are due next Friday. If you miss that cutoff, your service unit cookie manager can help you through Sunday, the 10th. And then my team, we can help you on Monday, the 11th at the latest. After that, we cannot add any more orders because they get submitted to the baker. So if you miss that deadline, you'll have to wait for the planned orders. And that won't be available. The first planned orders will begin like January 18th. So you will miss the first week of the sale having cookies if you don't place an initial order. The digital cookie uploads are going to begin in January, and then our cookie program begins on the 11th. I'll show you again in the troop guide. All of these dates are right on the first page. And then ultimately you're going to continue selling through February. The ACH dates are in green, and then the program ends on Sunday, the 3rd. So you'll have, I have a typo that I don't know why it says March 18th. You will have until Friday, March 8th to, finish wrapping up in Smart Cookies, and we're going to have a training before that to help you. So you'll put in your rewards choices, you'll transfer all your cookies, we'll make sure to have a meeting before that day, and then everything gets locked out. And then the rewards come in around late May. And I'll fix that date before we send this out. So Smart Cookies, we have been doing uploads every few days. So if you're not in Smart Cookies yet, shoot one of us an email and we'll look into that. Only troops whose person is listed as a troop cookie manager is registered and background check get uploaded. So if you haven't been uploaded yet, if your troop hasn't had somebody upload it yet, that's because nobody's probably listed as the troop cookie manager. So you want to make sure you have that, but email us for help. If you haven't gotten your Smart Cookies login yet, email Gail or myself and we'll look into it and we'll get you in before next week. If you're not sure who your service unit cookie manager is, email us again and we will give you their contact information. I just don't want to share everybody's up front. Okay, and let's see. So you only council can add troop cookie managers to Smart Cookies. We can only add 2. So you only can have 2 adults in there as a troop cookie manager. If you need somebody else added, email us again. We have to make sure that they are registered and background checked and they have the troop cookie manager role. The system is connected to our registration database. So it's a little, harder this year. That's why we have to get those pieces done. That's a requirement from GSUSA. And yes, you can order cookies all the way up until the end of February if you need more cookies. Let's see. And yes, the price did go up from $5.50 to $6 because of the everything that is involved in cookies has gone up, unfortunately, and I hope it stops. So we're going to really talk about in another webinar about managing your inventory and ordering, minimally, because you are responsible for the cookies you order. You can try to transfer cookies to other troops, but you have to really be careful of what you order, what you pick up is a responsibility of the troop. You can continue to sell until June 30th, but that's not highly recommended. So, we'll talk about planned orders at our next training, but you definitely as a new troop want to order minimally, and parents can wait. Customers can wait. Order minimally, make sure you have enough for booths. Again, you only want to be giving out a maximum of 50 boxes per girl. And, as a new troop, if you're not sure, tell them, take orders and bring me the order back, because you have to order in full cases. Each case has 12 packages. So, you want to be very conservative this year. See how your parents sell, how does it go? Don't go crazy ordering tons and tons and tons of cookies. Okay, I think that's everything. And we'll talk initial orders in a few seconds. If you're a troop with no funds, so the first ACH is not until the very end of January. So you have 3 weeks to sell your cookies before that first pull happens. And that first pull is only 25%, I believe. So if, it's only 25%. So if you ordered 100 packages, it's only 25% of that 100 packages. So it's not the full amount that's being pulled, and it also takes out the troop proceeds. We also have a plan in place called our New Jersey collection problem report. So say something happens, it's flu season, the weather is horrible, and your booths were canceled for 2 weeks, or the girls were sick for 2 weeks and nobody sold. There is a form you can submit to delay your ACH. So don't ever worry about that. And again, we're going to talk about that at our next training. Okay. For first orders, we have suggested orders based on levels, and they're based off each service unit. So shoot us an email, and your service unit cookie manager may have it as well, but email us, and I can also try to post them, but we did them by your service unit because every service unit sells differently. So if you live in Cherry Hill, what we looked at as all the Daisy troops last year, we looked at what they sold, and then we did an estimate based off of that. So email us if you're interested in that, because I don't want to give you somebody else's town that maybe sells a lot more than your town. So email us if you're interested in a suggested order. Booths can start as of the first day of the sale, January 11th. Typically, most booths are on weekends, though. Some locations will be Friday nights. Most of them are Saturdays and Sundays, and your service unit booth coordinator will have that schedule for your town and let you know when you can sign up for the lottery. So if you want cookies for that first weekend of booths, if you're going to sign up for a booth that weekend, you need to order them with the initial order. And yes, there doesn't need to be pre-orders. So you're not supposed to start selling before January 11th. Girls should not be collecting orders before that. So once you have cookies in hand, your service unit is going to get those cookies prior to the 11th, because our deliveries happen that 10 days prior. So you're going to be notified to pick up your order. However, you can give them out to the parents, but you need to be adamant and say that these cookies do not get sold before January 11th. You will be surprised that people will tell on you. You'll go to a neighbor's house who is connected to Girl Scouts, and they will report you. We will reach out if girls are selling, and it comes to us that girls are selling before the start date. And yes, the first ACH is 3 weeks later. It's the last Friday of January. Unfortunately, with people selling in other states that might live close by, there's nothing we can really do. All we can explain is that all 111 councils are their own businesses. They have their own budgets. They have their own, processes, and that the 4 New Jersey councils are at $6. We can't control what Eastern PA does. And, nobody's trying to steal from them or be, crazy or shady. It's just, this is how the Girl Scouts work. At all 111 councils are different. Booths, we're going to talk about booths at the next training. And there are some tips on how to find out the best orders to have. Okay. So yes, your leaders meetings, they should be telling you about your booth lottery. Your service unit manager, your service unit cookie manager, they will reach out to you, and they will let you know that, hey, the cookie lottery is happening, this week, please come. So if you don't know who those people are, reach out to us and we will give you that information. Okay. So let me just go to the next slide. So one of the things as a new troop that you really want to make sure you do is hold a cookie family meeting. This is really important to go over. You want to invite all of your family members. You want to have the girls there. Usually a leader will do an activity with the girls while you sit with the families. So it can be during a normal leaders meeting. A normal troop meeting. But you want the parents to come. You want them to sign the girl permission slip. In the troop cookie manager guide, there's a whole breakdown of what to go over. Their GSUSA has promoted family meeting guides that talks about things, but you really want to go over the expectations, the deadlines, talk about why the cookie program is important to the troop, to get startup funds, to do activities. Essentially, when the troop has money, they don't have to ask the parents for everything. When the troop has money, you can buy supplies, you can pay for experiences without always having to ask the parents. And then you also want to recruit some volunteer help. So it's definitely something you want to schedule with your families before the sale starts on the 11th. You want to make sure they understand that they should not be getting, you might get your cookies early. Maybe your service unit gives them out on the 8th. You have them come pick them up from your house. You want them to understand that they should not be selling before January 11th. You can go over the social media rules. And again, all of that stuff is in the troop guide, which we'll show you. The GSUSA again has created really great family meeting guides based on levels. And the Daisy Browning Junior level is all in one. So you can, obviously you'll get these slides, but when you click on the meeting guide, it's many pages. It gives you everything you need to know about safety tips, the programmatic piece, and then you'll pull our own guidelines from the Troop Cookie Manager Guidebook. But I was a troop leader going back to 2003. That's the year my daughter was a Daisy, and we always had a cookie family meeting. Everybody who was involved, parents, grandparents, aunts, whoever was involved for that family came, and I had all the parents fill out the permission slips. We went over the details. That's where you can ask parents to help. Is there people willing to go pick up cookies on a Thursday or Friday? It doesn't have to be you. You can place the order. You and your other troop cookie manager will be in Smart Cookies, but you don't have to pick up the cookies. You can ask somebody, can you pick up the cookies for me? Can you hold the inventory? Maybe you don't have space. Maybe you live on a second floor or third floor apartment. Maybe somebody else has the space. My co-leader, lived in a home and had a whole family room right off the side of her home. And she said, I'll keep the cookies at my house. It's easier to pull up to the side door and get them. So that worked for us. I placed the order. She picked them up and held the cookies. I gave her who was ordering, so she knew who was going to come and get cookies. And then she sorted those cookies with the parents. So, you can ask somebody, you can ask your treasurer to collect the money, and you can instruct the parents to turn the money into the troop treasurer, and she can receipt the money and deposit it directly into your bank account. You don't have to do that. The best thing to do is recruit help. And again, this guide will talk to you about the roles that you can ask families to help with. Okay. So initial order. So this is the big part of a direct sale. Every council who does a direct sale has to place their initial order, usually a month before they come in. So for us, it's December 8th, and it's entered into Smart Cookies. And then this means that those cookies that you ordered, you will have at the start of the program. We start delivering cookies between January 3rd and January 10th to the service units. So it just depends on your service unit person will let you know if they're being delivered directly to them. You won't see that in the initial order screen, but if you're part of a mega drop where you have to actually go and pick them up, you'll see that when you place the initial order. And I can try to show you an example if I can switch it out. Actually, let me see if I could do that, because it's much more easier if you can see it. So hold on one second. I'm going to try to show you Smart Cookies. I just have to find a troop who I can do it for. Okay, so I'm gonna mimic a troop really quickly. Let's find a troop who's registered. Okay, perfect. There we go. Mimic. Okay. And I'm gonna, again, there's gonna be a Smart Cookies training that we recommend you take, and I'll do a whole demo of this. So can everyone see the Smart Cookies now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what the troop dashboard looks like when you log in to Smart Cookies. Nothing's really there right now because, again, the sale hasn't started. You can type in a troop goal. If you know, hey, our goal is 1,000 packages, you can type that in and hit update. I'm not going to do it because whatever I do will stick for this troop. And then all of your tabs are up here. But what's really important is to place the initial order. You're going to go to orders and then troop initial order. So this troop has not placed their initial order yet, and I'm just gonna play with it and scroll down. Now, again, your initial order is done in cases. So the number you put in here is how many cases, and there's 12 packages per case. So you have to order them by a full case, and just say we're for whatever, we're just going to order one of each or whatever, whatever it is. I'm just putting numbers in here. You won't see the gluten-free here because, again, gluten-free already had to be placed in October. But if you do email Gail and order gluten-free cookies, after you submit this, we are going to go in and add your gluten-free order so that they come in January. So don't worry about it if you've added them. We will take care of that after it's due next week. So some troops will type in here, initial order, doesn't matter. You don't have to put anything in there. And then you say, this is what we're starting with, 15 cases. You hit save. Now, this troop is part of the Sayreville service unit. They do their own delivery. So once you click on that, there's nothing left. Oh, can't see. Hold on. There's nothing left you have to do here. So then you would just hit save. So Sayreville does their own delivery. So they are going to reach out to you. They are going to tell you, her name's Deb Troutman. She's been the cookie manager for many, many years. She's going to email you and say, hey, folks, your initial order will be ready on this day and this time. Come to the VFW. She's going to give you all the directions. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's how easy it is to put in an initial order. Now, if you're I just want to try to find somebody who's part of a mega drop, because many of you may see that option. So I just kind of want to show you how that looks different. So let's see. Who can I pick? You know what? I know. I'm going to pick Morristown as an example because they are part of a mega drop. Just so you know. This is the service unit page. So it's going to look somewhat different for the beginning than what your troop page will look like. But 274, sorry. I just want to give you, I think she's 274. So same thing. This is your initial order page. This troop is going to add, we're just going to put in a fake number here. Again, these are your cases for how many cases you want of things. And you hit save. So yeah, so this troop is part of a mega drop. So what's going to happen if you are part of a mega drop, you're going to see that. So when you click on the wording, this mega drop is on Saturday the 6th. Then you click on that, then you click on the morning. This gives you the available times. So whatever time you select is the time you need to show up and pick up your cookies. So if I was the troop leader for this troop, I selected on January 6th at Transtar Warehouse. This is the address at 10:37. Most people will show up a few minutes earlier. You don't want to go much earlier because then you're just adding to the lines. You want to try to stick to your appointment time and you hit save. And then again, this is where you'll see the appointment details. So that means you need to go. If you are prompted to select a date and a time, that means you're at a mega drop and that's when you need to go pick up those cookies. Does that help? Is that any questions about that? Because I know it can be very confusing.
So they say that you can do a bulk order based on your previous sale. What is that option?
So if you sold last year, did your troop participate last year? I know we have a
Yes.
few people who did it minorly. So you can, if you reach out to us, we can let you know what your initial order was last year, or we can let you know what your total sales were last year. And then you can kind of, what we're recommending is that you order 55% of your total last year's sales for your initial order. That just means you're getting those up front. It's saving you from going back to probably a truck that first week or two. So just email Gail or myself, and we can help show you what your sales were last year.
And we just go and order for that number.
Yep. You would just calculate that number again. And if you sold last year, I actually should have it already printed out for you of the amount of cases for each variety. So you just shoot us an email with your troop number and I can look that up.
Okay, and sorry, I joined a bit late. So do I maintain two accounts, one as a troop cookie manager and one the individual girl thing? This is the first time I'm trying to be a
Yeah.
cookie.
So as a troop cookie manager, you will have your troop account. So you'll manage your troops account in Smart Cookies as long as you use the same so you won't manage the girls account in Smart Cookies because the girls are in Digital Cookie now. So as a mom, you would manage your daughter's Digital Cookie account. So we're going to talk about the I'm going to keep going and we're going to talk about the platforms in a few minutes.
Oh, sorry. So these are two different accounts, or with the same account I can manage both?
No, there's two different systems that you would have to manage. One is for just the troops, and then the second system is where the girls sell. And as a parent, you would have access to that to, manage your daughter's account in the Digital Cookie system.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about those systems in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. I just want to check the chat. Okay, yeah, so one case has 12 packages of each variety. If you haven't received your Smart Cookies login, email Gail or myself. So when the parents pick up that initial order, they are not paying up front. We are a direct sale, which means we as council allow you to give 50 packages of cookies to the girls up front without paying. But that means they need to sign a permission slip because that's the parents signing for financial agreement to pay for those cookies. You need to have signed receipts. So if you give them 50 packages, your service unit cookie manager has receipt books. So you fill out what packages you gave them and they sign. And then that's showing proof that you gave them those cookies. So you should not give them any more cookies until they pay you for at least some of them or all of them. Council previously, it was $200 per family, but that was based on a $4 box of cookies at 50 packages. So now that our cookies are $6, we're updating it this year, and I'm going to send out an update to everybody to let them know that it's $300. So you do not collect money up front. I know some troops ask for it, and that is not a council policy because we do protect the troop up to $300 per family. But again, you have to make sure that they sign the permission slip and that you have signed receipts for those cookies. And we're going to talk about money and inventory management and collecting at another training. Again, I have many trainings set up because I don't want to overwhelm you with trying to train you about an entire 3-month sale in one setting. So right now, today, we're really focusing on the things you need to know now, which is holding your parent meeting and doing your initial order. Because if you start to think of everything else that you have to do in January and February and March, it's going to overwhelm you. Okay. So again, the cookie platforms, I'm not going to get into too much detail because next week we have a digital cookie troop training. The following week, we're going to have a digital cookie girl training. The digital cookie is a brand new platform. So all of the troops, even established troops, are learning this system. And then in January, we'll have a smart cookies training, and we'll show you where the resources are as well. So I don't want you to overthink it and panic that you need to know every single thing about these platforms right now, because you don't. Smart cookies, the only thing you need to know right now is how to place that initial order, which is what I just showed you. And we can help you if you don't remember after watching the recording, as well as your service unit cookie manager can help you too. So I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. So smart cookies, again, that's the system I showed you. That is what Troops are in. Troops, it's primarily an inventory function. All of the inventory you do is in smart cookies. So you enter your initial order. If you need restocks, you're going to place planned orders, which we're going to talk about at the next training. You're going to do your troop to girl transfers. That's how it shows the girls who have sold cookies. You can enter the money you've collected, the girl financial transactions. You're going to manage boost sales. You can access reports. You can do your cookie share. So everything that Troops do in regards to inventory is in smart cookies. And again, I just scheduled a training for January. We'll also talk about it in more detail in a future cookie rookie training. But right now, all you need to know is how to enter an initial order. Digital cookie. So that is the new GSUSA platform. This is a unified online selling platform that allows Girl Scouts to sell cookies through their personal storefront or using the mobile app. I highly recommend girls download the mobile app. It's very, very, very user-friendly. It makes collecting orders, collecting credit card payments super easy. So I definitely recommend that. Again, digital cookie replaces smart cookies for girls. So every Girl Scout in the country will be in digital cookie. So a customer will see the exact same thing. So if you order cookies from your daughter, you'll see this. If your niece is in another state and just happens to be a different council and another baker, you will see digital cookie. So that's really the move for GSUSA, to try to really unify things for the customer and for the girls so that it makes it just easier. This is in the family guide. We will be marketing this to all of the girl members. We're going to be sending emails to every girl member. January 8th is when girls will get access to digital cookie. So they are going to get an email, 4 easy steps for girls. They're going to register from that email. They're going to set up their site, invite their customers, and then they're going to track their progress. So, there's going to be a lot of tip sheets. Again, not next week, the week after, we're going to do a girl level training, but the system is very, very user friendly. There's tip sheets on every single function that a troop or family does, with screenshots and step-by-step instructions. So I really enjoy this site. This is my 3rd cookie site. When I started in 2004, we were still using Excel spreadsheets. There was no system. I've been through Snap, I've been through Smart Cookies, and now this is Digital Cookie. And I have to say, for the girls, this is the nicest, most user-friendly, girl-friendly system they've ever had. So I am really excited for it. And I think once parents and girls are in, and troops can see on the troop standpoint how easy it is, the reports, how, you can track your inventory, you're going to really enjoy it as well. So just to kind of break down what troops and girls do, troops, you could totally not do anything in digital cookie and be just fine, because we are a direct sale. 99% of what you do is in smart cookies. So if you do want to go in, because troops will get access on January 5th, you can monitor your girls' sales. So you can see how many direct shipped orders they have. You can see how many girl delivered orders they have, which, when we do our troop training, we're going to focus on that, because that will help you see, help you look at reordering cookies. If you see one of your girls has 20 girl delivered orders for 100 packages of cookies, that's telling you like, oh, wow, I got to get her some more cookies. So there's going to be, it's a great way for you to monitor that order. You can send cheers to the girls to, you know, encourage them to keep going. And then you can also, your virtual booth links, which we're going to talk about next week in the digital cookie training. That's really the only major piece that if you want to do, you'll do in digital cookie. You can refund orders. You can view reports and then track progress towards goals. So there's really not, again, it's 1%. 99% of what you need to do is in Smart Cookies. So girls, this is replacing Smart Cookies for girls. So if you have an older Girl Scout who use Smart Cookies, the girls are no longer in Smart Cookies. You'll see them listed in Smart Cookies because you're going to transfer inventory to them, but the girl will not log into Smart Cookie. The girl will log into Digital Cookie, and that whole 4-step process, that's where she's going to share her link, do her emails. She's going to take and approve orders. She can do the credit card payments. She can even take credit card payments at booths, which is huge. Because prior to that in Smart Cookies, you needed a Troop Cookie Manager to do that. Now, as long as your booth is in Smart Cookies, it will populate to Digital Cookie. So any parents who are working that booth, when they take a credit card order, they can select that booth and take a credit card order for that booth, and it's going to automatically populate to Smart Cookies. So it's really helpful, as a lot of your parents are going to be at different booths. They'll have the availability to do that. I have to stripe out the refund orders. Parents can't refund orders. That was a recent change. But again, I will make sure this is updated before I send this out. And what's really great for parents, and we're going to talk about on the parent training, is parents can manage their availability of cookie inventory. So what that means is, for example, the gluten-free cookie. Say your troop doesn't order any, you don't get any, you decide you're not going to even try, you don't even want a case. You can tell your parents to go in and turn off the gluten-free. So any customer who sees the Girl Delivered sales link, they will not see gluten-free as an option. If they get the direct shipped link, they will see that because the baker can still send gluten-free until they sell out. Same thing. This is going to be really great as you start to get to the end of the sale and you say, hey guys, you know what? I am not picking up any more cookies because it's by the case. You know, wrap up what you have. This is the inventory you have remaining. So as parents start to not have inventory, they can take that off their site. So that's a really great thing, because that's going to save us on refunding orders, because they can say, hey, I don't have any more lemonades. I don't have any more shortbread. So customers can only see and pay for what they have. And there's a really great easy tip sheet, 1-pager for the parents to go in and do that. Also, what's really cool this year, parents can select the girl rewards. So as a girl hits a new level, we have choices for every level after the first level. So parents, the girls, can then select what choice they want. You, as the Troop Cookie Manager, at the end can run a report of the girl rewards, and then you can take that report and select all the rewards in Smart Cookies, because all the rewards have to be selected in Smart Cookies, because again, that's still our troop inventory system. So lots of really good perks with Digital Cookie that we're excited about. And I think after the first year of people learning the system and getting used to it, I think everybody's going to love it. Okay, let me just check. Yeah, so 2 different systems. GSUSA has been testing this to see how they work with each other. I believe orders placed up, I think they do uploads every 15 minutes. Because if they do them at like in real time, I think it bogs the system down. So every 15 minutes that an order is placed or a credit card is taken, it will refresh to Smart Cookies. So far, the load testing has been really great. Excuse me. Okay. Just checking the chat really quickly.
Yeah, there's a few questions regarding digital cookie. You got it?
Yeah. So Digital Cookie, again, orders will automatically populate. Orders placed, orders taken, whether it was through a girl hitting take an order, whether it's in person or at a booth, or if it's an order that came through the sales link, that those are all going to automatically populate from Digital Cookie into Smart Cookies. The only thing you have to manually put in Smart Cookies is the virtual cookie share totals and the rewards. Everything else that will automatically flow. So the girls will select all of their rewards in Digital Cookie. The system's going to prompt them. It's going to ask them to do it. And then at the end of the sale, you can just run the report. So you won't have to bug them like, okay, what choice do you want for each level? The virtual cookie share, again, that's still something that the system hasn't been able to work with yet. So you'll find out how many virtual cookie share orders, like the girl took on an order card, those have to manually be added into Smart Cookies. But all orders will automatically populate from Digital Cookie into Smart Cookies. Smart Cookies does not have an app anymore. The old Smart Cookies app was for girls. It was never for troop leaders. So since the girls don't use it anymore, the app is gone, but Smart Cookies is mobile friendly. So you just have to, you can pull up your Smart Cookies account using like the Safari browser on your iPhone, or I have an iPhone, so I'm not sure the Samsung browser, but if you go to your internet browser on your phone, you can pull up your Smart Cookies account and it's mobile friendly. So yeah, I mean, the girls, the parents, you're going to have to train, like tell them that they're going to have to request what they need for their girl delivered cookies. So you can essentially look and see, you know, you can, as a troop leader, you can be in Digital Cookie and you can see like, okay, well, I know I gave girl A 50 boxes of cookies and I see all of these orders. So I know she needs more. You don't have to manually figure it out. You can tell, you should be saying to your parents, you have to place the order by 10 a.m. on Monday if you want cookies that week. So you should be saying to your parents, if you need a reorder of cookies this week, I need to know by Sunday night. Whatever deadline you want to give them. You know, you need to and be firm with it. You know, you don't want them texting you, because after you place the order at 10 a.m. on Monday, those lock. You can't place any additional orders after that. We have to submit the orders to the agent. So you can say to your parents, Saturday, Sunday, whatever time deadline, you need to say to them, if you have a bunch of girl delivered orders that have come in on your app, they can easily see. And again, we're going to train you on how to look at that. You need to say, you need to text me your order by this day and time, so I can compile it all together for all the girls and order what I need by Monday at 10 a.m. So you have to ask them to tell you. Virtual cookie share is the donation cookies. Yep. Let's see. So yeah, so I think that's mostly it. Again, I don't want to get into much of the systems because we're going to have individual trainings. I upload all of the volunteers into Smart Cookies. I upload all of the girls, and then all of the girls and troops will flush over to Digital Cookie on January 5th. Troops will get their invite to join Digital Cookie and set up your troop account. On January 8th, the girls will get the invite. So if you have not received an invite into Smart Cookies, you need to make sure you are registered and background checked and listed as the troop cookie manager in your MyGS account. Those three things have to happen before we put you in Smart Cookies. So there's no way you can just register on Smart Cookies unless we put you in there first. If you were added and you did get the email and you set up the account, but for some reason, it's forgot your password, put in the email address that you've already using and click forgot password, and it'll re-trigger you to set a new password. But again, if you haven't been put in by us, you can't just go to Smart Cookies and try to get in. Okay. So again, I know it seems like and I've been here. My daughter's 25. You want to know it all. It's so overwhelming. And that's why we're breaking it up in pieces, because I don't want to overwhelm you. And I don't want you to think that you need to know the entire program before it happens. So that's why this year we have put together this plan to do trainings timely when you need to know them, because I really don't want to overwhelm you. So again, I talked about this, credit cards. We are paying, CSNJ is paying for all credit card fees through Digital Cookie. I can't stress this anymore. It's so easy to take payments on the Digital Cookie app, to take those credit card payments. Last year, we paid $30,000. So if we didn't pay that, and a lot of councils don't, that's $30,000 in less troop proceeds our troops would have had. That's not something we want to do. So we are again covering all fees. So troops use that credit card option, have the parents use that credit card option in Digital Cookie. If you do decide to use any other platform, like, Square Card, Apple Pay, that's the troops' responsibility, and you cannot add those fees to the price of cookies. Shipping subsidy, again, it's going to be new. It's going to be very exciting. We have not told anybody what it is, but I will say it will begin on January 11th. We will be doing a social media countdown. We will be promoting it on social media and then on email January 11th, but stay tuned on January 11th to see what the shipping promotion will be this year. Okay. So online resources, the place you want to be is the 2024 All Things Cookies Rally. This is where we put everything. This is where we put calendar dates, resources, training guides, messages with messages that'll come. We want you to enable notifications, because whenever there's something with a truck or warehouse, say it's late, the truck got stuck at a detour, or it's going to be 30 minutes late, we post that on the message wall. And if you enable notifications, you will get that notification emailed to you. There is an app. We recommend you download the app, because if you enable the notifications on your app, that's going to pop up on your phone. I really only use this app during cookies. I will post in October, late September, about the gluten-free cookie, and then we'll post some upcoming things. And then I really only use it from January through March. I may do a couple posts in April, like announcing contests or updates on rewards, but I don't do this year round. So I highly recommend that you enable notifications and you download the app to your phone so you get them, because everything important about cookies, this is the fastest way we can get it to you. It takes time to send an email out. If I need to communicate something that's really timely about a truck or warehouse, the only way I can quickly do it is through this app. So we really recommend that you join it, you enable notifications, and that's where the calendar invites will be and the links for future trainings too. And I'll show you that once I finish the last few slides. I'll give you a quick look at what the rally looks like. The Troop Cookie Manager Guidebook, that is also on the rally under files. I'll send it out to you in an email. I really want you to make sure that you download this. All of the links are hyperlinked. So it's a great resource. It's going to talk about everything you need to know about cookies, due dates, and it'll talk about the family meeting guide and all that stuff. So I really want to make sure you take some time to read this guide. Again, I'm going to do a Smart Cookies training in January, and we'll show you, as we do a future trainings, we'll show you demo Smart Cookies with you. But when you are in Smart Cookies, they have videos on everything. So, if you don't want to wait for our next meeting and you've emailed us, but if you go under, once you're in Smart Cookies, you click on Safety and Smart Cookies Training, then you'll see another tab for Smart Cookies Training. Every function that you're going to need to do in Smart Cookies has a video and or a PowerPoint that you can download with screenshots. So that's a great resource too. We've also put a lot of these on the rally, but you can go right where you're in Smart Cookies, you can find it. So not a lot of people know about that. And then digital cookie. Again, we're going to start getting into this next week with the training, but the digital cookie site has a really helpful help center, like a help thing. And it just, you pick on what role you are. So it's parents, guardians, Girl Scouts, then there's the volunteer role, and then there's a customer role. And then there's like all these little buckets. So it's a super friendly help site that will direct you to what you might be needing help on. And then again, there's all of these really great tip sheets that are going to be promoted on the Cookie Rally app. That's going to be uploaded in the next week. Next steps, again, I'm going to share this out with you, but this is really what you should be focusing on the next 2 weeks. I don't want you stressing and thinking about everything else about the cookie program. You know, we want to make sure you join the rally, read your guidebook, have your family meeting, you know, give out the materials. Again, all that's explained in the guidebook. Make sure if you're not the troop cookie manager, have your person sign a manager agreement. If you are the cookie manager, you sign it as well. Make sure your parents sign the girl permission slip. You know, make sure you get into Smart Cookies. If you haven't gotten it yet, email me or Gail. We'll get you in by next week. And then here's the extra training. So December 6th is the troop digital cookie, girl digital cookies, December 12th. And then I'm going to do a Smart Cookies training January 4th. Every training we do, we record and we send out. We also post on the Rally Hood. So if you can't make them, if you've got to leave early, don't worry. It's going to be recorded and it's going to be shared. And then obviously I didn't add here, but I will add before I send it to you, is place your initial order by December 8th if you want to have cookies at the start of the sale. So I keep saying, oh, we're going to do more Cookie Rookie training. So this is what we have planned for this year, this upcoming 2024, with there's different training dates and then there's specific topics. So again, I really don't want you to get yourself overwhelmed. So the next training we're going to do on January 9th before the sale begins, we're going to focus on placing planned orders, how to deal with money, collecting money from your parents, receipting money. We're going to really talk about that, the ACH process, and then we'll also talk some cookie booth best practices. We have a check-in scheduled in between. So, you know, this will just be a time if you have any questions, you want to chat with us, we'll have a live Zoom. You can pop on, you know, we can like demo, I can go into your Smart Cookies, I can help you, you know, so those are just kind of open periods for you to come on and get some extra support. January 30th, we're really going to talk inventory management. This is the best practices part of what you need to do in Smart Cookies. You know, transferring those cookies to the girls, running reports, you know, just kind of getting you prepared for what you have to do at the end. Another check-in, an open check-in period. And then towards the end of February, again, because I don't expect you to go all the way to Sunday, March 3rd. If you want to stop selling earlier, you do what's best for your troop. We're going to talk about wrapping up the program, you know, making sure you select the rewards, you know, running more reports, like making sure everything's done that needs to be done. And then we'll do a final check-in that last week. This way we can help you because you will get locked out on March 8th. So, you know, if you need some help, you know, we can help you answer any questions and demo things. Okay, just gonna check the chat again because lots of stuff come in. Answered that. Just find where I left it over. So girls aren't going to request cookies on the app. They have to tell you. So what girls can do and what we're going to show you how to do during the digital cookie training is you're going to see all of the girl. It'll show you how to see all of the girl delivered orders. So that's how parents can see, okay, wait a minute. I've gotten all these girl delivered orders. I need all these cookies. Like it's going to show them what cookies they need, and then they are going to have to tell you what cookies they need. So I would recommend, and we'll talk about this at the next training, is setting up a schedule with your parents to say, this is when I can order cookies. The cutoff is Monday at 10. I need you to tell me by Sunday at 5 p.m. Like whatever date you want to give them. That's when you need to know if they need more cookies for that week. If they miss that cutoff and you miss the cutoff, you're not going to be able to get cookies from a truck. You can try to get them from a troop, but that's a lot of extra work. So you can say, if you miss the deadline for that week, you're going to have to wait until next week for more cookies to then give out to those customers. So you definitely want to create schedules, and that's what we'll talk about at the next training. Digital Cookie does talk to Smart Cookies. Again, all orders placed in Digital Cookie will automatically populate to Smart Cookie. And we're going to show that when we do these Digital Cookie and Smart Cookie sites, when we do those trainings. So you'll see how they work together. Digital Cookie is for both online and in-person sales. So a girl can share her social media link, like she can get her sales link to share on social media. She can get her sales link. There's a QR code that they can download to put on door hangers, to put on, booths, to share. And then from those links, a customer can either order from direct ship, which means they pay for shipping and the cookies get sent from the baker, or they do a girl delivered order, which means they're not paying for shipping. They live close to the parent and they're just paying for their cookies, and then the parent has to deliver them. What else can be done is a girl can just take an order, an in-person order, and she can also take an in-person sale at a booth sale. So Digital Cookie is for both. And we'll go through that at the Digital Cookie training. So is Digital Cookie manager by the Girl Scout or parent on her behalf? So Digital Cookie, the troop will get access for the troop account, and the troop will see, just like Smart Cookies, the troop will see all of the girls and all of the orders. The troop will manage that. Each Girl Scout and her parent, whoever her parent guardian is in the registration membership system, will get added to Digital Cookie. So then essentially, they kind of recommend that girls under 13, that the parent sets up the account with the girl, and then girls over 13 can do it on their own using the parent's email, obviously, to log on to her account. But then the parent of that Girl Scout will manage the Digital Cookie account with the girl. So a girl does not have to have Digital Cookie. If the parent only wants to do things in person, that's totally fine. If the girl doesn't set up her Digital Cookie site, that just means she can't share her sales link. She can't download her QR code to put on a door hanger. She can't email customers. So yeah, a parent does not have to go in a Digital Cookie. They can do things 100% in person, and it's not the end of the world. It's no big deal. I mean, we obviously want to promote girls go in it because it helps with their goal setting, and they can create videos and all that stuff, but they do not have to go in a Digital Cookie. Again, we put everyone into Smart Cookies. All girls have to be registered. All troop cookie managers have to be registered, background checked, and be listed as a troop cookie manager. We do uploads, and then the system will eventually pull from Smart Cookies into Digital Cookie. So they have to be in Smart Cookies first, the correct way, and then Digital Cookie is going to pull that information into their system. So then Digital Cookie and Smart Cookies are going to work like sisters. Again, if you're still struggling to get into Smart Cookies, email us your name and troop number, and we can look into it and see what's going on, and make sure you're registered, background checked, and in that troop role, the troop cookie manager role, and get you going. If you need help with that part, we'll forward you to customer care because our team does not have access to our registration database like that, but we'll help you get in. So just email us your name and troop number. And yes, the systems are going to work really nice together. So we're excited for that. Let's see. So again, I mean, you can create you know, if you want to create a form, like a Google form where girls can request boxes, you can. And that's something I'm happy to show you if you use a Google platform. That's probably the easiest way. You can also create a form, like your own like Word document, and you know, for them to replace stuff. If you want something a little bit more paper and, you know, organized, we can help you create something like that. And then you say to the parents, okay, this is what you need to fill out, and this is what you need to give me by this deadline. I will then add up everybody's orders. You're going to have to round up to the next case because you can only do restocks in cases. You know, if you're desperate for a few boxes of cookies, that's where we'll talk about how you can look to do a troop to troop transfer. We have a whole site on the Rallyhood about transfer, you know, reaching out to troops. You know, if say you're desperate for 5 packages of lemonades, you don't have to order a whole case, but you can try to reach out to your local troops to say, hey, does anybody have 5 packages of lemonades I can pick up? You know, and then there's a way in Smart Cookies you do that transfer. So we'll talk about that at the next training. Let's see. There is a virtual permission slip. It's on the app, and I'll share this. So these will all be linked. When you click on the PDF, it'll take you right there, but I'll also show you on the Rally. Okay. So for the most part, I want to say, I think Nod or Gail has answered.
I'm trying to answer some that I can type quickly. Some of them are just easier for you to answer verbally.
Yeah, and we'll look through too to make sure we've answered all questions, and you can email us as well. But what I wanted to do is show you the Rallyhood, because I think once you see it, you'll see how easy it is to find stuff. And then we'll be done. Okay, let me reshare my Zoom. Okay, so I have a lot of rallies because I'm a staff person. But when you join Rallyhood, we want you to join the All Things Cookie Rally.
So Rebecca, I just want to make sure that everybody joins the All Things Cookie one. There's a service unit level one that a lot of people keep requesting access to, but they need to specifically look for this.
Yeah, I think that was on the old slide from the volunteer symposium, unfortunately. But I'll make sure when we email you this recording and these slides, I will put this link specifically in the email. Because this is going to be your home base. Again, the message wall is what you want to, when you create your account, it's going to ask you if you want to enable notifications. I say you should, because every time I post on the message wall, anything really important, this was about the Cookie Rookie, you will get a notification. The calendar tab is where we put all the training dates. So here is, this is today's Cookie Rookie training. So if you see something on the calendar and you click on it, there's the meeting link. Also, what'll happen is when you enable notifications weekly, you're going to get out like a weekly summary, and it'll say like updated, upcoming trainings, upcoming events. This will give you this information too, to remind you. You know, here next Wednesday is our first digital cookie training. This is the troop level training. Here's the meeting link. And then we're going to build in all of those Cookie Rookie trainings. They're not on there yet because we've just scheduled them, but we will put them on here and then they'll have the link. So that's where, when we say, oh, it's on the calendar on Rally, that's where it's at. The gallery has a lot of just like fun clip art. We know a lot of our troops like to make posters, and things like that. So there's some logos and clip art there. Here's our cookie lineup. So we tend to add stuff here throughout the program. Then files, this is where there's anything that's actually like a file, like a PDF or a Word document. Remember I talked about the price change going to $6. There are the resources. I actually have to add the booth flyer there. All of the Cookie Rookie stuff, I have a folder for that. Nothing's in there yet because we just created that. But everything that's an actual paper file is here. There's goal charts you can print out for the girls. There's 2 color ones and a black and white one. You can print those out and give them to the girls. So once they decide how many cookies they want to sell, they rate the total and then they keep track. If you scroll down here, all the guidebook. So remember I talked about the Troop Cookie Manager guidebook. I'll send it to you separately, but it's in here. Also, the family guide is here. That's where all the rewards lineup is. So yeah, anything that's a paper file, a resource, we'll be putting the digital cookie links in here as well. There's a cookie booth tally sheet. So lots of stuff to click around in. Same thing, girl hangers. This is great for you to print out and give your parents. This square right here is where they can insert their QR code from their digital cookie account. Here's an initial order form that kind of helps you, excuse me, break down, what help you determine, where you're at. But again, we can help you as a new troop. This is based off if you were selling last year. Social media guidelines. So lots of stuff. And then on the link side, this is anything that's an electronic link. So this is the link to all the Smart Cookie videos. We're going to add digital cookie stuff here too. This is the Cookie Manager agreement, the girls' permission slip. So you can click on this. You can, copy that link and then forward that to all your parents. ABC has YouTube videos. There's the link, the authorization form, the truck and warehouse schedule. So everything you need is here. This is where we put all of the cookie resources. And it's very user friendly. There's literally only, a couple different buckets to pick from, and that's it. Okay. Yeah, let's check the chat. So again, that's all we have for today because I really don't want to overwhelm you. Again, I'm going to send all this out. We're going to convert this to the YouTube. We'll get this sent out to you by tomorrow. I'll have the Rally Hood link. I'll have the Troop Cookie Manager guidebook. Focus on placing your initial order. If you need help with Smart Cookies or the initial order, you'll see the email. You can respond back to us. And that's really all you need to focus on right now. That last page of the thing, like what to do next, that checklist, go through that. Those are the things you really need to worry about now. Don't think of all of the pre-orders and the managing the inventory and all that stuff, because we're going to meet again and we're going to be here for you to help explain that all to you in little pieces so it doesn't overwhelm you. If you haven't heard from your cookie manager yet and you have no idea who that is, email us as well. We can give you their email address and name so you can reach out to them and make sure you go to their training or their booth lottery. We want to make sure you're aware. That usually happens during your monthly leaders meetings in the town you're part of. So, you just want to make sure that you know who that person is. They have your materials if you haven't gotten your materials yet. So that's really what we want to make sure you know who those people are. So that's it. Yep. In the email I send you, I'll send the invite to the rally. I think you have to join first on the website, and then from the app you can then log on. I don't think you can join if you downloaded the app. I think you have to join through an actual website first. So we will get all that out to you by tomorrow, Saturday morning at the earliest. And we will help you get through this all. I promise you, I've been doing this now for, my gosh, it'll be 20 years. 2004 was the first year I did this with my daughter when she was a daisy. And that's when I got involved with cookies. I did it as a troop leader, then a service unit cookie manager, and then a council staff person. So this will be my 20th anniversary. So it gets easier. Don't stress, don't worry, and have a great holiday, have a great night, and you'll be hearing from us, and we will help you do everything you need to do. Thank you, everyone. And Gail, you can stop the